guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on the Supernatural Show, the show that is not for entertainment purposes. And today we are going to be doing a live decode of iPet Goat 2, the animated likely AI created symbolistic depiction of events that have been going on since about 2001 all the way till now and into the near future. And it is so loaded. If you've never seen some of my decode work before, it's going to blow your mind. I'm going to be able to show you so much of what's happened and what is coming to happen, just based on, I've probably watched the iPet Goat video, I don't even know how many times. It's probably hundreds. But I've also went frame by frame and transition by transition, because you have to realize that that's where most of the secrets are at, and also the symbolism that's in it. And if you've never seen some of this, it's going to be very interesting. I've got Miss Kim here with us. Oops, over that way. Over there. And Roxy's here with us as well. And Roxy has seen iPet Goat a few times, but I wanted her to see today the depth of what's there. And I thought, good opportunity to show y'all guys again the depths of what's there. It will blow your mind as to how many of the things that we've seen, even just since 2017, okay, that is, or even 2020, since 2020, that is in here. Everything from the eclipses to the auroras, the worldwide auroras that took place. You'll see. And I've got it broken down literally frame by frame in a video that I've done in the past, and we're going to watch it. But we'll stop probably and, well, for sure, and talk along the way, because I may see something new. That's kind of how this works typically. So
we have a viewer in the house from Pakistan.
You got to be kidding.
I'm not. I don't even want to butcher the name, because I don't think I would do it justice.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I think the last name
Bashir.
Bashir.
I'm not sure quite how you pronounce that first name, but hello and welcome.
Yep, welcome. Everybody's welcome here. I think you will find the decode that we're going to do today very interesting. And I don't know if you, or how many of you actually seen iPet Goat before, but it was created, I believe it was out of Toronto, Canada, in combination with CERN. And the reason I say that is because when you looked up using Google Maps, Heliofont Studio, at one time on Google Maps, it come up and showed the location of CERN. But then later on, we ended up finding out for sure that the studio that created it is in Toronto, Canada. I could literally pull up a map and go show you the studio that is ultimately responsible for the AI creation of this animated symbolic prediction. And it's not just a prediction, it's because someone within the organization actually knows, and there's maybe more than one. And I've always wondered why they chose to put it out, but it took me, it took me a decade to decode pretty much the entire video down to the frames. Now, there are a few spots where I'm a little Maybe I'm still missing a couple pieces, but I've got most of it. And strangely enough, it mirrors, a lot of it mirrors the Bible. It does. And you'll be able to see that. But a lot of it also mirrors the heavens. You'll see that. A lot of it also mirrors our world and the events that are taking place here. Things that are happening on the ground here, things that are happening and have happened and will happen in the heavens even. So and I'm talking about the stars, the moon, the sun, comets, all kinds of stuff, okay? Um, and Roxy, feel free to jump in, ask questions, say, what about this? Do you see that? What do you think about that? As we're going through here as well. And y'all guys in the comments do that as well.
I'm sorry, I was paying attention to the comments. We have quite the international audience today. We have Pakistan, we have England, we have South Africa, plus all of our fine folks here in the United States of America. Hello,
Yeah.
all.
Tracy from England as well. And we've got Artesian Motion from South Africa here as well. And wow, that is awesome. I'm glad to see you guys here. I will. I realize that we all come from different places. We all have different experiences and different information that has built the reality of the matrix of our minds of what we believe. And I'm going to do my best not, definitely not to intentionally offend anyone. I'm simply going to show you what I can see. I could be wrong. I can only show you what I can see. And it's pretty wild. Um, let's see. Yeah, you're getting ready to definitely have your mind a little bit blown for sure, Sue. We got James in here from the UK as well. Very nice. Awesome, James. Glad to have you here, brother. Reaching all the way around the world today. The
Yep.
whole world, WHIRLED. That's actually how you spell it. All right, so let's go ahead and let me share my screen and let's get to it. um, Presentation. I'm actually going to turn my, well, hang on just a second. I'm going to turn my,
We lost you. We can't hear you.
oops, I meant to turn the camera off, turn the mic off.
You good at that? Oops.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. A lot of oopses. All right, so here we are. Now, this is a video that is sitting currently on the Logic Before Authority channel. You can go back and watch the entire thing because I'm kind of starting at the 9-minute, 25-second mark, okay, where I start talking about Heliophan. But there is a lot of other tie-ins also in the previous 9 minutes as well, where I was looking at a number of other things that are related to this. Uh, so I'm starting at 9:25. I've got this one queued up as well, but I think I went back and improved upon it with this one. And then there's several other ones as well that we may look at briefly where additional pieces of iPad Goat manifested in our timeline. Let's go ahead and make this full screen. And Foxy, you'll have to let me know how decent the audio sounds, okay?
Okay.
Let's,
Muted over here.
yeah, let me know if it's not good. And there's not a lot of verbal audio. I think I basically did it with labeling it with words and everything, but I'll explain it as we go. So here we go. We'll get started. I'm glad to have all y'all guys here. There's already a really good crowd. If y'all guys would please thumb the video up, please, especially once you start seeing what I'm getting ready to show you. Give me 5 minutes, and then get on that thumbs up button and maybe the share button. Here we go. They are symbolized in the heavens above while stating 23 September. But why? What is in the heavens 23 September? Virgo, clothed in the sun. Virgo the woman, and the sun is at her head. What else is there? Do we have anything else that points to 23 September? Yes, we do. First, however, let us see the symbolism in this opening scene. Count the total blocks, the cubes. I'll stop this here and I'll add this. I don't think I pointed this out previously. And that this is a goat that is trapped inside of a box. It's symbolic for the female reproductive system. Okay? If you're not familiar with the fact that the female reproductive system looks like a goat symbolically, if you look at just the reproductive parts. And they feel like they're doing time. The people who ultimately run this world, they feel like they're trapped in time and they're doing time in a prison. This imagery here was modeled after Auschwitz. And you can see, you'll notice that there's a lot of looks like ash or flakes falling down from above. So we're going to count the blocks. If you count the blocks, you can count out and realize that you have 9 blocks that have color and you have 2 blocks that do not. Or let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 2 individual white blocks. So it's 9 and a 2 or 2 ones, 9, 11, and then you have 9, 11 what?
Okay, what does the barcode on his forehead say?
It says 666 on his forehead.
That's what I thought. I'm half blind, don't have my glasses on. Just confirm.
Let me make sure I've got this on real high definition too, or as high as I have available. Yeah. And on your side, Roxy, you can, let's see, or can you? Maybe not. I was thinking maybe you could make the screen bigger somehow on your side, but I don't know if you can.
Oh, it's not that. It's where I got my monitor.
Okay. So 9/11, easy symbolism, right? So is it the last 9/11 or the next 9/11? Let's look closer. Number 2 is what ultimately will be shown in this. They built the cities to match the heavens. Cygnus, the sea goat. Capricornus. In the following clip, Bush shows symbolism the first 9/11 event with his eyes.
Fool me once.
Fool me once. If you watch what he's looking at, And you have to imagine that this is all just what it is. It looks three-dimensional, but it's two-dimensional. So he's looking at things. Watch. See the map on the left-hand side? Then he looks up. Bush looks twice at the East Coast U.S., and then Bush looks at the owl that represents D.C. And then his eyebrows are tsunami waves. There's the owl. There is D.C. D.C. is laid out in the image of an owl. D.C. original design plan. That's literally the original design plan. AKA the Vesica Pisces. Notice the point of creation in yellow, the Vesica Pisces in yellow. The point of creation for a new nation. Fool me once, Bush looks at the last 9/11 locations. Then, here Bush is doing deaf hand signs. He's signing with his hands. Luckily, someone did come back and tell me what this meant. And Southern Grandma came back and said, one of you did know, or she did know, the hand signs are in reverse. E, F, and I. E equals 5, F equals 6, I equals 9. Reverse that, and you get 9, 5, 6, aka 11, 9, 11. So he's hand signing 9, 11. There's a collapse, like a 9/11 collapse. Bush looked again at the America and said, shame on you. Now, he's going to show you something else. Can't get fooled again. Bush is now showing symbolism for 9/11 number 2. What is Bush's fingers pointing at on both hands? A shark pointing at America, East Coast. The shark and the East Coast, USA. Bush looks up in horror, then Bush is, oops, hold on. Bush looks up in horror, then Bush is waiting, or excuse me, is watching as something comes down, but what? Can you see the penis shooting? Penis symbolism. This is my rifle, this is my gun.
This is my gun. This is my body. It's yours.
can see right above the shark, which you were pointing to, is something that looks like a cannon or a missile or a penis. And there are three rounds, as you might say. Now, a known occult practice is to record words and phrases in reverse.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now it's Bush's turn. That was Obama saying, yes, we can, played in reverse. It says, thank you, Satan. Won't be saved, won't be saved. I don't. It says, won't be saved, won't be saved, won't be saved. I don't give a. So he also says there, I don't give a F. I don't give a F.
Okay, well, I have a question. You see how he's got two black eyes?
Uh-huh.
You know that's connected to the Illuminati, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
eyes. Okay.
Yeah, the Black Eye Club,
Mm-hmm.
as we've called them before, yeah. Now what is Bush doing? What is the hand sign? What is he pointing at? Bush is pointing at the 12 children in the class that are symbolic of 12 calendar months. And also 12 stars in the crown of her head, the Virgin, with that she's clothed in the sun and the moon under her feet. Here he is deaf hand sign interpretations. You have eyes to see and ears to hear. I bet Go To is all about symbolism, right? Death Awareness Month is, and the celebration thereof is September 23rd. And who set this month and the day, the signs and the symbolism? The United Nations. So International Hand Sign Day is September 23rd. You see how they overlay and overlay and overlay in depth symbolism. Every pixel and everything that's on this screen and in this image and in the transitions between images, all the sounds that you hear, everything means something, and it is important. You can see the crescent moon on his cheek. The east coast of the U.S. and the shark. Consider this also. National Honey Month. When is that? September is National Honey Month. When to pick apples, harvest season. September is generally the best time to pick apples. September is also the best time to pick apples when apples fall. The apples falling. September 23rd is also International Rabbit Day, White Rabbit. And September 23rd, is National Rabbit Day. Also, something else that can be seen in this scene is the calla lily. The symbolism of the calla lily is death and rebirth. May through September is when it blooms a lot. We have lilies very, very similar to this growing outside in our front yard. They're in bloom right now. They've started blooming. They won't stop until about September. And then in September, we have spider lilies that will emerge from the ground, all of them at once, hundreds of them that we have around the property here. Now, let us look for any honey, apple, rabbit, or lily sign or symbolism, like we were just looking at. The honey is on the floor. It's in a circle. The apple is in our hands, represents the Genesis, the seed. The buck rabbit is in the back corner, International Rabbit Day. The calla lily is on the far right, and the apple is about to drop. But what about the deer running as if in rut? September is when white-tailed deer start into rut, and they start moving and running a lot. Each one of these represent the little icons for students, supposedly. Each one of them are a month of the year, as well as the symbolic 12 stars in a crown on on Virgo's head that is biblical. And of course, you can see on the left-hand side, the third one in looks like Trump sitting. When he sits, he always puts his hands in the image of a tip of a spear, which is also on his coat of arms. And he was also the tip of the spear in his military academy school. He was the one standing in position at the tip of the spear. Now notice the red exit door in the rear of the room. You also can hear, when you're listening to this, ping, ping, ping. Everything means something. It glows blood red at the moment of the darkness falling. What I've come to understand with this a little bit more is it's showing you that something happened outside at this moment of the darkness falling during a September 23rd unexpected eclipse. And it doesn't necessarily mean the moon and the sun eclipsing. It means unexpected darkness. And it means something happens bad outside of this symbolic classroom. Something that would turn everything red looking. Let's see what I had to say back then when I made this. Churches all over the world have blood red doors. It is said that it is in remembrance of the Passover. The children represent a calendar, remember? Which child / star / angel in the crown represents September? The one sitting on the floor with the shark fin attached to his foot. A shark fin? Wait a minute. There was a shark fin. There was a shark on the board with a symbolic boom boom above his head with 3 rounds coming out of it. And there's more shark symbolism. Now there's a shark fin attached to the foot. And the foot is also where the apple hits Obama. And Obama, he's the one that always talks about his fear of the apple size boom boom going off in Manhattan, which I think I have in this video. The one right beside the child that has his hands like Trump when he sits. So here's the imagery of Trump symbolically. Here is the child with the shark fin on his foot. And we have unexpected eclipse take place. All the symbolism of September 23rd, and the apple drops. The Virgin, aka Virgo, births the apple / the seed, and it rolls across the floor. Passes through the honey circle. Notice the circle the Virgin, aka Virgo, sits in with the golden circle, aka corona, around her. Note, September 23rd, Virgo is clothed in the sun. See, September 23rd, 2017 is actually when the stars were aligned in this image, but I'll read what I got here. Virgo is clothed in the sun, second time in 6 years, and is enraged and a enraged, red-faced green dragon is coming. Six suns, 6 lights, 6 years. And somehow I got that a little bit wrong when I did this originally, that piece there. So, but we'll keep moving on. So there's Virgo. The golden honeycircle symbolizes a solar eclipse, as surprisingly it goes dark. But I've come to realize it's not just, it doesn't have to be, an unexpected eclipse does not have to be a solar eclipse. It can be unexpected darkness or the blackening out of the sky in a number of ways, including, as we see in the videos we've done recently here on the channel, it could include something as in the white horse, which is on the rocket that they shot up in 2019, I think it was, right at the beginning of the planned thing. And it had the white horse and the red horse on it, and the white horse had a bow. The bow, the definition of bow in Greek means the simplest of fabric. The simplest of fabric could simply be being they're shooting it up, being shot up in the sky by SpaceX, is a network, a fabric, a matrix, a false matrix that will be able to literally block out the heavens and create an unexpected eclipse. Will there be an unexpected eclipse and calling up of the seed on 23 September? Originally, when I put this, the September that was coming up was the 23rd year. And obviously it did not take place then. Now we're 2 years later. The symbolism and the timing is a lot more accurate. A lot more things that are depicted in this video are shown here. And we have to be getting close. We may be very close.
Well, this September 23rd of 2025, all of the great leaders of the world will be in New York for a UN summit.
Yep. Everybody's going to be there, which is, or at least they are said to be there. This is an image out of a Little Shop of Horrors. Is that what it is? I think Little Shop of Horrors, and it shows. This is just a scene where it showed in the Little Shop of Horrors where they're singing and they're talking about comma, talking about a comet being seen. And currently, we just found out recently that Comet Atlas, which was seen naked eye months ago, they're saying it may be visible in the night sky. The green dragon that is depicted in iPad Go may be seen on September 23rd. That's literally the day that they mentioned was September 23rd. The green comet, the green, and the Little Shop of Horrors, they sung all about it. You better tell your mama and you better go hide. It's coming down to get you, and all this kind of crazy stuff. This later clip from my Pic Go 2, aka 9/11 2, is related. And I may show some more after we kind of work our way, depending on where I decide to stop at with this. notice that he has a star on his chest. This is symbolic dancing of the heavens, symbolic dancing of angels or stars in the heavens is what this is. And you'll notice that it is dark, and there is like this stuff in the sky falling, almost like a fog or ashes or something falling in the sky, and it's dark outside. And what you're looking at here is basically imagery, loose imagery of the heavens, the matrix. And I think, did we just see the shark fins? Yeah. So you'll notice there's shark fins that come up out the floor here. Let's go back 5 more seconds. See that? You could say it's shark fins. You could also say it looks like a tsunami as well, of course. Then he turns into a bear, like to destroy. Then he turns into the rising phoenix, rising from the destruction of the previous bear. The symbolism is thick, but it's there. And he has 23 on his wings. You may notice things are falling apart, crashing down, and it's still dark out. Now he turns into more of a, looks like devilish, demonic type of mask. Or maybe symbolically the mask has been removed. Notice that it's dark for 3 of the 4 avatars, aka the stars or constellations that spin by. Yeah, there has been a lot of shark attacks recently, hasn't there? I can see y'all guys are on it in the comments as well.
Cool. Going up near the shore where they're never at.
Say what, Roxy?
Right here around the coast, we've been having these big, huge turtles, like 13-foot sea turtles, close up to land. This is abnormal here on the coast.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, but I got to fix whatever my problem is with being able to hear you. Normally I can hear you really good, but everybody else says you always sound good.
Nope.
I don't know either. All right, let's keep going. So he's down on his knees, and then he's going to rise up. And the light returns. Is there any hint as to what could cause this unexpected eclipse? Yes, remember the green dragon and the green comet that's called Comet Atlas. they're saying that it's supposed to return or be visible, not return, but be visible, which symbolically would be a return in the sky on the September 23rd area again this year. Of course, there's a green dragon there. Bush gets enraged and points at it first, and then the calendar months, aka the children, aka the stars. Points right at it. Introducing Draco, the green dragon. Very possibly could be symbolically what they are calling Comet Atlas. We know that iPetGoat uses symbolism depicting the stars, constellations, and heavenly signs. Okay, let's take a closer look at all the scenes that show Draco the dragon. Look for any comet hints. So there's your green dragon with the long tail. Notes to remember a frequency altering brain head. Back that up. Notes to remember a frequency altering the brain and the head. You see, it showed him pointing at the dragon, but there was also the brain being split in the same image right beside the dragon that he was pointing to. Obama and his boots symbolize the dragon as well, I think. Let's take a closer look. There's the coin with the symbolism of the crown, of the church, of the, you could even say, if you look at it upside down, which is how it's supposed to be, you could even say it looks like the dome, the firmament. There's a lot of things you could get there. I never really nailed it down for sure. But of course, Barack Obama, means I saw Satan fall from heaven like lightning. So Obama and his "Yes, we can, thank you, Satan," symbolically is representing Satan himself, aka the dragon. I've always tried to figure out what these scratches, looks like scratches on the boot, means. But I couldn't see them well enough to be able to tell for sure. A little bit closer look at the coin. You remember in the video we did a week or two ago, Roxy, where the Queen and Prince Harry was sitting on the couch, and on the floor he had his foot on a coin, or either a button or a coin. He had his foot sitting on. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was a redepiction of what we've seen in the symbolism in this right here, literally. That's on the channel, on the live videos from just a week or two ago. Here's the gold coin crown. It has a crown with 12 stars. I just flipped it around so you can see it again a little bit better. Here's a color enhanced version of the coin. Doesn't help a whole lot. Here's the actual coin. Didn't remember getting this. Oh, it is. That does look just like it. 1 crown. The 2015 Queen Elizabeth II, the coin made for her, for the Queen. See this?
I actually just enhanced it through some imaging software I got. And my imaging software says that there is a 7 and a 76 on the face of that coin.
76?
Yep, it says there's a circular emblem with what looks like a stylized 7-6 or Z6.
Well, 7-6 would be tied to the height of the One World Trade Center, or 1776, which is, the so-called birth of the nation. Birth, it would make sense that it would be tied to birth of the nation, death of the nation. Yeah, it's interesting.
The only other thing it can pick up was that it had a Maltese cross on it.
Yeah, and it had the orb on the top of it too.
Yeah.
It's the Genesis orb. It represents the apple. And that's the other side of the coin, as they say.
I'm telling you, I've seen that coin somewhere before. Where was it? I want to think it was in Druid symbology. I was doing some Druid research one time.
Maybe. So I got a gold 12-star crown, coin symbolizing Christ is coming, but is seeked by the serpent. Foot. But I would change that to say, I don't know. I'm not sure. See, of course, here's this character in I Pick Goat. This is a green dragon. They call him Draco. The creators of from Heliopont calls him Draco. He has the image of money on his face, and this symbolism here of the serpent holding the egg, and something like a Father Time hand holding the other side is, I can't remember what it's called. There's a little, anybody in the comments remember the C7, or it could be the CV. I'm not sure. There are things that I haven't for sure nailed down. I mean, it could be, you could say C7, you could also say CV. We all know what the CV is. So you have this green dragon with a long tail of a serpent. Sounds symbolically like a comet, or could be very well a green comet. Draco, the green TV-headed dragon / comet with his long tail goes close to the woman, the child being birthed, Virgo, waiting on the child's birth. Then you have this character show up. You notice too, of course, he has a gold earring in his left ear, a gold halo, a gold corona, a gold gateway, maybe even. And you notice one of his eyes are black. And he gets in the heads. The skull is cracked open, the egg is broken. Inside of the heads, like a frequency, it's all symbolic of the things that take place when this darkness comes and the apple drops. And of course, you can see all the needles and the peels and stuff on the ground here laying in front of them. They're out of their minds. And you can look at this imagery as though this is not just one person. It represents like humanity overall in general. And this green dragon has come down and he's somehow in the minds symbolically of the people. Draco the dragon is eyeing the head, the brain, similar in the beginning when it showed the brain being split right below the chalkboard right beside the dragon. The enraged Draco or dragon comet with a golden eclipse symbol in his ear now is raging around because the egg child he was looking at is now birthed or gone. So the green dragon is symbolically just like the scripture in the Bible that talks about the woman clothed in the sun with the moon under her feet and about to give birth, travailing in pain, and the dragon is trying to get the child, the egg, the seed of the woman. Just then war broke out in heaven, and so it will on earth as well. Markets plunge, war coverage, seen in the eyes. We've all seen a lot of this before, but the plunge of the markets has yet to come. There will be a day when the stock markets, they will go to zero. And we're not far off of that now. This is a scene that symbolically represents the heavens as well as earth at the same time. and there's an event where where there's war in the heavens and the temple is attacked. But also there's a place, as you can see, this looks like a rhino right here. And there's a place in Turkey, in the Middle East, over in Turkey, that's called the Horn of Turkey, and it looks kind of like a rhino. And there's a temple there. I can't remember the name of the temple, but the temple sits right next to, let me see if I can back this up so you can see it a little bit better. And you can see right over here, there's a bridge going across that sits on pillars. The temple that I'm talking about, I believe it's a Muslim temple, uh, and there is a large spanning bridge right behind it that's located right in the area of the Horn of Turkey. So what I've depicted is showing is war breaking out in the heavens, but also on earth, because the things that happen in the heavens also happen on earth, and vice versa. You can see when you're looking at this that it's symbolic of the heavens and the earth, and it even looks like the opening of the pit. I was showing you the previous scene there because the scenes that are in iPetGoat, they're not all linear, meaning they don't follow an exact timeline. iPetGoat kind of jumps around backwards and forth some, and you have to be able to see the whole story in order to know what order they go in. But it shows you in that scene that we were just looking at, this one. This is actually on 3 levels. This is war inside of the body. These are ribs of the body, and there's war taking place inside of the body. Um, and there's also war physically, like takes place on the earth, and also in the heavens. Which is depicted here. And of course, this is an explosion that's taking place on all 3 levels, in the body, on the earth, and in the heavens. And this is Father Time with his top hat on, blowing the kazoo, letting you know that time is up. Now you're getting ready to see the dragon, which is in the story of the woman clothed in the sun and moon under her feet, travailing in pain. The dragon is said to spew. There comes a point when the dragon spews. And that's the spew. And when he spews, the next scene is this. It shows the comet or the Antichrist seed. And just so you know when they study sperm, in order to determine its vitality, it's called a comet assay. A comet assay. Literally, when they study the vitality of sperm from a human or dog or a goat or anything, it's called a comet, spelled exactly the same, assay. So that's why I call this like a comet or a boat. It's the bringing forth of the essence in the image of a serpent, like a comet, or even a dragon, bringing forth the essence of that through time, through space, through windows, from a birthing place. This is called the small, this star cluster. They call it the small Magellan cluster. I believe they say it's the birthing place of stars. I'm just repeating what they say about it in that case. The dragon comet is enraged, seeking the seed that he hates. He is red-faced with wrath. Now the enraged dragon spews from his mouth rage out of the heavens across time and space. And you can see here that the spewing is spewed into the symbolic body of Earth and the woman. And he is riding in the boat of Anubis, who is said in Egyptian lore that Anubis is the one that escorts people or deities through the underworld. You can see that this is in the symbolic image of the apple, as well as the mouth. When you open your mouth and you look inside, it looks very much like an apple. And of course, you have water in your mouth. And you also, of course, have symbolism of an eclipse that is underway. You can see that it is dark outside. When the fire came forth, it's actually dark outside in the back here. Nothing is by mistake in this video. And the earth, aka the body, opens up its mouth and consumes it. And you could say, symbolically on the earth, that maybe the world has already opened up its mouth and consumed it. You should know about what I'm talking about. temple is falling apart. We are the temple. The temple is falling apart. She stomped on 9. September is the 9th month. Around the 23rd is the beginning of fall. They were showing Shiva just a moment ago with her tongue hanging out, meaning the beginning of chaos, or chaos is about to take place. This is Ann Curry standing right here on the right, or just on the right side of this white sign. And this is actually on, well, you can see the date that it's listed here at 8:30 in the morning at the Today Show at Rockefeller Center. Here's Ann Curry. This is on that morning, right before everything happened. Watch what she does. And Roxy, you probably remember, and many of you viewers will probably remember, back about a week or two ago when we were decoding and talking about the Queen, the other version or symbolism imagery of what we're seeing in this video of the Queen and her son, the redheaded Prince Harry, and they showed the two people, one dark-skinned girl and a guy, doing this same face right here when they said boom, and all the symbolism of the calla lily and the vines growing and the white rabbit and all that stuff was all in there as well. And the two runners that were on the track that they were looking at that was running, and I may even have this in this video somewhere, so I'm not sure, but it shows that the numbers that were on the two runners that were running, one of them was 923 and the other one was 322. They were just reversed is all. But the green dragon was not strong enough and he lost his place in heaven. Woe to you, left on the earth. So basically, kind of like the fury of the heavens literally comes down upon the earth. Of course, this is another scene in iPadGo that shows imagery of Osama, but it shows him standing on top of a submarine, aka a shark, and he has a green comet on his chin. And an eclipse taking place, symbolically an eclipse. An eclipse, symbolically, the word eclipse does not necessarily have to mean the sun and the moon. It means the loss of light to be covered by darkness. Dragon Ball was supposedly one of the games that he liked to play. And this is all nonsense, but Obama is said to love the game, and he has a
Now we'll go over the comment. Now we'll go.
Actually, that part there I'm going to skip. I could go through it. I'm not going to skip it, but let's see. Let me show you this.
So my response then continues to be what I believe today, which is Russia's actions are a problem. They don't pose the number one national security threat to the United States. I continue to be much more concerned when it comes to our security with the prospect of a nuclear weapon going off in Manhattan. Continue to be much more concerned when it comes to our security with the prospect of a nuclear weapon going off in Manhattan.
2 decades after the end of the Cold War, we face the cruel irony of history. The risk of a nuclear confrontation between nations has gone down, but the risk of nuclear attack has gone up. Nuclear materials that could be sold or stolen and fashioned into a nuclear weapon exist in dozens of nations. Just the smallest amount of plutonium, about the size of an apple, could kill and injure hundreds of thousands of innocent people. Terrorist networks, such as Al-Qaeda, have tried to acquire the material for a nuclear weapon, and if they ever succeeded, they would surely use it. Were they to do so, it would be a catastrophe for the world, causing extraordinary loss of life and striking a major blow to global peace and stability. In short, it is increasingly clear that the danger of nuclear terrorism is one of the greatest threats to global security, to our collective security. Just the smallest amount of plutonium, about the size of an apple.
Pretty wild stuff. There's literally a lot more to these videos that we could let me show you this part right here. That's the Illuminati playing card game that was printed in 1995, in which I actually was sent a copy of it by one of you guys. This is called the Rogue Boomer, a shark that ultimately one day is going to launch some missiles, maybe some loads, as we talked about in the beginning with the penis symbolism on the board right above the shark.
You remember, okay, the scene in there where it changes, it goes from the bear to the phoenix to the almost like a clown face.
Wait a minute now. Say that again, because I can't hear you.
back when we were watching earlier, the scene where it's dancing around the fire and it changes the mask. It goes from the bear to the phoenix to the almost like a clown face. Something struck me just a minute ago. Have you ever seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut? Think about the mask and the rituals in Eyes Wide Shut versus that dancing around that fire changing mask. I don't know, something about it just like triggered it to me. I think these children in this video have, I don't know. I think there's even a deeper meaning. I think there's some.
It's so many layers. It's insane. It would take a whole day to literally to explain the whole thing. Because yeah, you're probably right. There's probably a deeper meaning even when related to the children in there. You know.
Well, and I've been down this rabbit hole so long now on this trafficking thing with the children and who's related and connected to who, and unfortunately, some of this stuff we have to look at it. You can't not look at it as far as what they're doing and how they're doing it and how they're hiding it. One of their things is to literally put it in front of your face and say, look, I told you so. It's not my fault you didn't believe me. To literally show it to you. But I don't know, something about that dancing around the fire and changing the mask. It reminds me of that Eyes Wide Shut movie.
It's related. Yeah, if you think about what you were saying about the children, what does the dragon seek? The seed of the woman, the children.
It's all so ritualistic.
What was the dragon staring at? He was staring at the egg with the child in it.
Yeah.
He was staring at it.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is right on. You're seeing it.
And I honestly believe when we're looking at all of this and how they're trying to manipulate transhumanism, and I think they're trying to make Cabbage Patch Kids. It'll make it easier for them to traffic children rather than having to steal them. My bad.
It's live all over the world.
I know.
Be careful. I might have to zonk you. Let me see if I got my zonk.
Give me a zonk.
I might have to give you a zonk. There we go.
Give me a gong.
I'm trying.
You got a gong. You remember we watched that show as a kid, right?
Oh yeah.
We didn't have but a couple of channels, folks. We watched that as kids. Right. But no, when we watch this, and I mean I've watched it a time or two, and there's a lot of things. Every time you watch it, it's like you see something else. Mm-hmm. And I know that this Helio Font Studio, this is the only thing it ever put out. This is the only thing, and it went dark.
It went dark. It came back, and they put out a video that they removed. They put out a video of a man walking down in Toronto, right beside their studios. He was walking down beside the water along the docks, and all he had was like a cell phone. He's just walking, recording everybody else. And as he's walking up close, right to their studio, literally within 25 feet, there's about 6 guys in tuxedos
coming at him,
and one of them goes like this. He points to his watch. He don't even look at his watch. He points to it and goes like this.
It's time.
They did that. That was less than 12 months ago, I think, something like that. And
the guy who made the Eyes Wide Shut, he died 5 days after he released it.
Yeah, Stanley. Kubrick, was that him?
Yeah,
That's him.
Kubrick, yeah.
Not
It was 5 days after he put that out. He mysteriously ended up dead, and then they cut parts from it to re-release it. But there's so much of this stuff that they tell you about for their hand cleansing in that religion where they worship that goat. And it's so that they can say, oh, we told you, you just didn't pay us any attention. The dude behind Heliofont, Louis, I can't never pronounce his last name, Lefebvre, Lefebvre,
Lefebvre or something like that. But
Lefebvre.
that could be a.
It's not a real person. It can't be. Nobody can find anything on him. But somebody with this type of special effects, CGI skills, is top notch. They're top level. I've learned in life that who you rub elbows with dictates a lot of the level of knowledge that you have of the inner workings of these circles. Kind of like our grandparents used to tell us, you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. Same theory. If you're rubbing elbows with the elite, you get a good idea what the elite are doing. So then I wonder, did this dude drop this to try to tell us all something? And this has been there since what, 2012?
He might have been trying to tell somebody something, but at my level of intelligence, and I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy out there, but at my level, it took me a decade to, and I didn't show y'all guys the whole thing, because if we really look at the whole thing, everything that's happened since the eclipse and the auroras and all this stuff is literally depicted in there. At the very end, the sky is full of auroras, and just all of it's depicted in there. It's crazy.
Almost everything in it has come true so far, which is kind of scary.
Yeah, almost everything's come true, and it concerns me. That's why I'm showing it and have spent a decade decoding it, because I can see it not just in I Pick Goat. I can see it manifesting in the world and in the heavens with this stuff. It's a little worrisome. Guys, I want to take a second and make y'all guys aware of a couple of things. Let me share my screen again here real quick. All right, here we go. This is the Supernatural Show website. This is a mission I've been on for 15 years, okay? You can go to the website. We offer some merch and things like that there, okay? The merch is not necessarily the idea to try to sell you something. What we need ultimately is your support, because we're not funded by anyone other than the public. Okay, the only way we even have funds to eat is through y'all guys. And I'm not speaking for everybody that's involved in every situation on the show. I'm mainly speaking for myself. That's the only way I even get to eat or pay the light bill. And there's products here you can come purchase. There's also links below the video that you're watching, and on all the videos that have links to like my PayPal, my CashApp, my Zelle thing that connects directly with the bank. Even if you don't have CashApp, Venmo, PayPal, there's other links down there. I really need y'all guys' continued support. Every month I go through this cycle of asking for donations, asking for assistance, and I'm normally good for about 30 days, and then I have to come back and ask again. And I don't like having to do it, but who am I dedicated to? Who have I dedicated the last 15 years to? I've invested myself in the people and educating you guys of the truth. And I have literally invested day and night, a lot of times, 7 days a week. There's not a day, and Miss Kim will tell you, there's not a day that I'm not talking about, thinking about, researching, investigating, trying to figure out more of what I need to show y'all guys as a service for you. And so all I ask is that y'all guys turn around and maybe consider supporting the show somehow. You can do it by merch. You can do it by donations. You can do it by, maybe you need a Blue Eddy power backup system. Maybe you need a Jackery power backup system. The links are below to all this kind of stuff. And we're not sponsored by Blue Eddy or Jackery. We just have affiliate links that y'all guys can click on if you happen to want to purchase something like this. And I honestly would recommend thinking about if the lights go out, because unfortunately I think it's something that we're going to be dealing with. Just like it showed symbolically in iPad Goat, the lights going out, an unexpected eclipse. There's something coming. I've explained it in detail in previous shows, okay, about an unexpected darkness that's coming. And from everything I can tell, I can't say it's going to be this September 23rd, but it looks like September 23rd. Maybe this year, maybe next year, but the United Nations has a schedule they're keeping to restart this whole system by 2030, called Agenda 2030.
Oh, yeah, just a FYI, Mr. Gates has fired up a new agenda I'm looking into. I don't want to speak on it yet, but he's got a whole new agenda. He's firing up on a whole new illness.
Stay away from taking any advice from these criminals. The television, if it's saying it to you, don't believe it. And a lot of the internet, a lot of your so-called truthers out there, they're being used. They may know they're being used, or they may not even realize they're being used. If you ever see truthers doing that pyramid thing with their hand, or if they're putting their thumbs together, I'm not even going to do it. Making a little pyramid with their thumbs, don't trust them. You got to watch their hands, and they'll tell on themselves if they're really bought and paid for it.
Or the two-finger salute.
Two-finger salute? What do you mean? Oh, you mean the devil horn thing?
No, you haven't noticed the two-finger salute? 2 fingers up, first finger, second finger, everything else is in a fist. It's like a closed peace sign.
Like that?
Put it together so it's not apart. I'll send you some stuff on it.
Not like this?
Nope. It's a whole new one I found.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I'm about scared to do anything with my hands.
Just put them in your pockets, man. Just put your hands in your...
That's each hand, then. I can't do that either.
Just walk around with them wide open in front of you going, I'm not doing anything.
It's insane. It's insane. All right. Well, guys, I'm getting kind of tired, to be honest with you. My brain can only handle so much. And so I think we're going to end it off here today. There's a huge pile of you here, and I hate to leave, but I am getting kind of drained in the membrane up here. And but we'll be back again on Friday. We do these live shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every week. And Roxy is starting to do some additional stuff, and Shannon is trying to do some additional stuff to pick up some additional shows. So maybe we get to even be in 5 days a week. And so
this drains your brain and your soul, folks.
It is draining of.
You have no idea how many times the pre-production meeting ends in tears because of what.
Tears.
Yeah, today was rough for me. Like, I had to pull it all together before we could even get on the air. I was so disturbed. We see some disturbing stuff.
She comes to me seeing these things, you know, and the realization of some of the things that we see, it puts us in tears, you know, quite often.
We worry about humanity as a whole.
You know, amazingly enough, when all they're doing is trying to destroy you. Thank you, Roxy, for being here again today. Thank you.
Enjoyed it. Love everybody. See you, if not before, see you Friday.
Yeah. See you soon. And don't forget, maybe consider a little support for the old Supernatural show. You'll see the links down below. My links are down there. Miss Kim's links are down there. Shannon's links are down there, and Roxy's links are down there now as well. And because it ain't easy doing this.
No, I'm trying to build a whole studio over here. I'm about to go broke, and I ain't even got started good.
Right? She's literally telling you the truth. All right, guys. I love you. Father in heaven loves you. We'll talk to you again soon, and thank for all of you guys watching for being here. Please thumb the video up. Please share it with someone.
And subscribe if you haven't already.
And subscribe if you haven't already, or if you're on.
Miss Kim said so.
Huh?
Because Miss Kim said so.
Yeah, because Miss Kim said so. That's right. All right. We'll see you Friday, if not sooner.
Thank you.